Welcome back everyone in the Daggercraft community. This is Author Jar here, back with another developer showcase. This time we are showcasing the concepted game mode that we talked a little bit about, and we seem to have some enthusiasm over. It's the, I'm not sure exactly what this type of game is categorized as. I don't think there's a genre name for it yet, but I have heard it referred to as an extraction game or an extraction shooter. It's based off of very popular games such as Escape from Tarkov and very specifically Dark and Darker, which is the game that gave me the most ideas for this. So the general idea is that there's a danger zone that the players spawn at the edge of it, and they have to go in, do their mission. It's either kill a person or get a thing and then get out. And in the meantime, there's player versus enemy elements there, so they can be killed and all their stuff be lost in the process of operating in the danger zone. So this is not representative of what the final product will be. I just basically loaded up a random generated world and built things in it and built systems in it that will be close to the final product. This is a very rough draft of that game mode, and this is not at all representative of what the final product will be, but it is a general, it will give a good idea as to how it works, of course. So at first, everyone's going to start in a spawn town of sorts, a sort of hub that will have shops, banks to keep people's stuff in, such as my very protected chest here, that has all my money and other equipment that I'll need. And it will, it will have shops, players can meet, of course, buy things, store things, but most importantly, they will be getting their quests from here, such as the Questioning Guild place. I'm thinking of having the quests be separated by certain factions, so that'll have different varieties and different types of quests for people to take. But for now, we just have a very generic questing place where we will meet our first quest giver, Rangrier, who is a floating head for non-particular reasons. So we'll go ahead and talk to him. Welcome again to MC Jarhead. I have another contract for you, if you're interested. Say less. Who do I need to kill? Relax. There is a Lich King raising an undead gremlin army to the east. Many good fighters have fallen to this foe. Gear up and head out. I'll mark the location of his stronghold. Port to the east village and start your hunt from there. Best of luck. I am more than on it. So yeah, you get your quests from these guys. They'll mostly be kill quests, maybe other types of quests, a good variety. Then you're generally going to want to gear up in some way. So everyone will have start money to buy things with, and maybe there'll be some starter gear left for players in case they keep getting destroyed. They will have some sort of method of coming back, of course.
Good day.
So I'm just going to go on a very short shopping spree here.
Oh, it's you.
Okay, here we are, geared up as much as I believe I'll need to be to face any player or other randomly spawned threats out there. And I might want to actually steal or store my valuables, because if you die out there, you will lose your loot, of course. So it is a good idea to use banks and maybe an ender chest, other sort of things to store your valuables, most importantly your gold. So now we're going to review our quest log, of course, to see exactly what is required of us. We're taking the Lich King kill contract. And I am not sure what tracking does. I think that's a new feature that's part of Custom NPCs Plus. But anyway, a Lich King has taken over an abandoned manor and used it as his base of operations. He threatens to overrun the East Village with an undead gremlin army. Get in there and put a permanent roadblock in his evil plans. Find the Lich King's stronghold at these coordinates and kill the gremlin Lich King. And oh, that must be what tracking does. Very cool. That is a brand new feature that I think was just added in Custom NPCs Plus that I've never seen before. Alright, that's pretty handy actually, but it is kind of big. I wonder if there's a way to make that smaller. It takes up a lot of real estate in the screen. And I think some other UI elements go there too, such as the chat. So I think I'll just keep that off for now, but it is very handy to have that. Okay, so the main methods of extracting into and out of the zones are going to be these shrines. You're going to use them to get back to spawn or travel to different areas. I'm thinking of putting the insertion or extraction points at the edges of the map, one in each of the cardinal directions, up, down, left, right, and maybe some on the corners as well. So the general idea is people insert somewhere on the edge, then go into more dangerous parts of the map, do their quest at whatever location they need to do, and then get out, extract back out, hopefully not running into players or dying in the way. Hostile players, at least. You could find friends out here. So I'm thinking of also maybe putting one extraction zone right in the center at a very difficult dungeon to get through, just so there's more options for players. If they don't want to go back and risk running into another player on the way out, they could possibly go straight to the middle and fight through everything there in the center and then extract out that way. So it's a different layer, a different strategy that could be used. So we're going to be going to the East Village here, which is close to our dungeon we need to get to. I'm not going to activate it. East Village. There we are. And there is... we'll go back to the spawn real quick. Get our ears blasted, of course. There is another way of returning back to spawn that I'm thinking of implementing. We will need one gold coin. And that is the return scroll, which is a one-use scroll that I'll either sell very expensively or make very rare, such as something that's dropped maybe in mob spawn or mob loot, of course. Whoops, just trying to say this. Something that's dropped in mob loot, perhaps, and something maybe that would be valuably traded between players, so that they don't have to run to the nearest shrine to extract back. If they happen to have one of these and feel inclined to use it, they could just warp back to spawn this way. So that's another element to the gameplay that might come in handy, of course. But anyways, let's go do our assigned quest. There's a ladder somewhere that I put down. And get our bearings real quick. We need to go here to the manor. So as we are walking there, the area around a extraction shrine I think is going to be protected from building, which seems reasonable, but I don't think I want to protect it from PvP, just so people can fight each other as they're leaving, of course. There's always a threat at any given time. And anywhere else that is not a dungeon, of course, or an extraction area, or spawn, is going to be a normal SMP world, just so you can mine if you need to, dig resources, and I wanted to leave that normal element of Minecraft in. This also means you can build out here, but all this is not going to be protected. There's going to be no way of claiming this, but I'm thinking of adding some sort of endgame element, such as an area outside of the danger zone area that is that will allow claimable plots that players can buy and build on themselves. So that way they don't have to worry about being raided or their stuff stolen in any other way, and then they still have an area to build and perhaps showcase everything that they've done, basically. It's a little endgame area to build and store valuables, of course. So now we're coming up to our quest location, which is a sort of dungeon thing that will have enemies and loot, restocking in chests, respawning enemies so that if someone clears it, it isn't unplayable for any other player, of course. And I already see our gremlin enemies sneaking around in there. Will they come out to greet me, or will I get free shots off on them? Another element about combat is I'm thinking about just turning off regeneration as well. That will make battles, I guess that will make battles a little more tense and make it so healing products are a little more important to have. And make it so healers are a viable class, perhaps. And making it so generally there's more risk reward and there's more incentive to get healing supplies, of course. I think that's a cool element of the game that is kind of outdone by Minecraft's normal regeneration. Speaking of, I'll turn that on normal real quick. Minecraft's normal regeneration mechanics are a bit overpowered, I feel like. Speaking of, there's a shaman here. A gremlin shaman who's hopefully not healing any of his friends. And there's also a brute. So hopefully each dungeon will have a different sort of theme with different enemy types to make things more dynamic, so that not everything feels the same to fight. And he appears to have blinded me. Oh no. Okay, he might actually get me. I might be regretting immediately the no regeneration thing. Oh, I don't want to cast fire. That is the opposite of what I want to do. There we go. Okay, this gremlin was just hanging out outside. Thankfully stuck in the water. where he's no match for my long-ranged spear. See if we knock him in the fire. Oh well. That'll take care of him too. And yes, he is dropping loot. Hopefully each mob will have different loot tables other than just coins, of course. But I just threw that in to showcase kind of how that works. And this guy was trying to get the jump on me. Let's go ahead and clear everything out. Not die in the process. We have plenty of healing supplies here. We had some foresight, some preparation. And this area is filled with a bit of them. Okay, let's take out the Dremlin first. The Shaman, he's a little bit different. He likes to run away from fights and heal, kind of ambush heal, I guess you can describe it. He doesn't fight, but he will come and heal his guys and then run back out. That is how this enemy type I've made kind of fights. So that shows how dynamic enemies can be, and the different types of enemies I could make. Okay, we'll just continue our way up to where I know the Lich King is spawned at. But the idea is that you explore an area, loot it if you must, fight through everything, and get out in the process, get out alive. But for the showcases purposes, I hopefully not die here. Okay, we're experiencing a 3v1 here. Well, we will get them trapped in the stairs where they'll stand no chance. There we go. These guys are hopping around a bit, which makes it a little harder to fight them. Crawling on all fours, jumping up at me. Let's find a strength potion. I think that might make things easier. Here we are. We are armed to the teeth, and I think we'll just take pot shots at the brute who doesn't seem to know where I am. Take care of his friend. Uh-oh, he had more friends. Back away. Alright, he's just very content in his corner. There we are. The Shaman sneaking in to heal the brute. Oh, he's coming right at me. I don't think he attacks. I think he only attacks if he's cornered. But if he's running straight at me, then he's just cornering himself, really. I thought I killed you earlier. It's very dark in here. Let's take care of that. Ow. That hurts a bit. Oh, I see what he did. He knocked me out of my shield. That's what the stun mechanic is. I was gonna say, I don't really remember giving him a stun mechanic or a blindness sort of thing, which you can give him. What did I just drink? Health potion. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, it's very dark here. I don't really want to fight anyone more, but I will have to take care of this guy because I think he's in the way. Got him. And we'll explore a bit more. Appears to be some loot in this chest. Each of these chests will restock, just so that if anyone wants to explore or take care of a dungeon, even when off a quest, they can still get some sort of reward out of everything. Here we are. The roof is where the Lich King is hiding. We do want to buff up a bit. He's a bit of a tough opponent. Here we are. And yes, as I've stated, enemies do respawn, so that if a player needs to come in and do a quest after another player has, they just have to wait around a bit for everything to respawn. But there is an alternative method of completing quests, which I will get into in a second, as it will present itself. So every boss will hopefully have a health bar, making it so you can kind of see your progress of attacking him. I think I want to heal up a bit. And dodge this guy's projectiles. His little gremlin minion is making things difficult. If I kill him, everyone else will respawn, so... Or all of his ads will respawn, so I don't want to do that quite yet. Hopefully I can kill him before I hit this other gremlin. More heals. Block a bit. Bob and weave. He's almost dead. Oh, I think one of his spawns fell off the cliff, so I might be in luck. Might make things a little bit easier. He won't have to respawn. Okay, yeah, good. Some of his... If you want a good strategy, just get a boss to spawn all of his ads outside of the playable area. Okay, almost got him here. And there we go. We have taken care of our quest objective, and he has dropped the required quest item, the Lich King Cloak, which I will turn in as evidence of my deed of killing him. So as I've stated, anyone else who wants to go do that quest need only to come in and wait for the boss to respawn and kill him again. where they can get their item. But there is an alternative method, just like how there's an alternative method of getting down off of this building, which is gravity. Much faster. But anyway, as soon as you kill the boss, you get the item. But you can die and drop the item, so I don't really want to fight this guy. I'm kind of low on health. You can kindly pass away. Please. 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 Thank you. Thank you. So yes, as I was saying, there's an alternative method. Say so another player gets the quest, they can go in and kill the boss. Or they can let another player do all the work for them to kill the boss. And as the other player is leaving, this first player can come kill the second player and take the quest item away from him. So that is another element of gameplay, and there's something there. It looks a lot like me. What are you doing, me? You are very violent, me. Okay, I don't know what that was about, but I am free apparently. So another player can come in and kill you and not only take your loot, but thwart your quest objective, of course. I think I want to drink a bit of a regen potion. And there's some sort of house here that I've not noticed before. Don't know what this is about. Something with berries here, and there's a player attacking me. Who is this? Oh no, it's Wisely, and Wisely's learned to fly. Wisely is attempting to thwart my quest. Wisely must be on the same quest and is attacking me for the quest reward, just as we conveniently discussed. And Wisely's also spawning a floating head and dying. I guess. I don't know why Wisely was so easy to defeat, but I guess I'm free to go. Enough of that cinematic battle. Now that we're free of any player enemies, and there might be normal enemies that spawn in a second to try to attack us, we are free to make our attempt back at the extraction zone, so we can return to spawn and extract and complete our quest, of course. Let's get back to spawn and see that we still have our quest item required, and turn in this quest, where we will hopefully get a reward. The Lich King falls before you. Good work, the MC Jarhead. Thank you very much. I don't think I actually set him to give any sort of reward, so that's a bit anticlimactic. But anyways, I hope that was a very good showcase of this planned game mode. It is a bit rough on the edges, of course, because this is just an example, but there will be a lot more refinement in the process of developing it. So I will appreciate any sort of feedback that can be shared in the comments. Any thoughts, questions, or ideas as to how this could work can be shared either in the comments of this video, or if you can join everyone on the Daggercraft community Discord, where we can discuss not only this game mode, but everything else related to the pack, and even things unrelated to the pack. I'm excited for any sort of input anyone has to this pack, and I am open to any sort of ideas, because I think this is very interesting, and people on the Discord seem interested in this sort of concept. This has been another developer showcase in the books. This is Author Jar signing out. Take care.